Imagine stepping off the plane and realizing everything feels new, from the air to the language. Before we begin, make a note. Listen carefully for 3 details I'll repeat later: a bus number, a street name, and the time I arrived at the dorm. Try to catch them without pausing. Ready? Let's go. I collected my luggage, found the taxi rank, and asked the driver, "How much to the university area?" He answered with a fast accent, and I smiled and said, "Could you please say that again?" A small, useful phrase for beginners. He repeated slowly. I learned right away that one short phrase can make conversations easier. On the way, I saw students with backpacks, buses with huge numbers, and tall buildings with university names. The driver pointed to a bus stop and said, "You can take the 42 from there. It goes right to campus." Listen, I'll say that again later. Keep your ear out for the number. At the bus stop, I tried to buy a ticket from the machine, but the screen was confusing. I pushed a button and the machine spat out a small cardboard ticket with faded ink. When the bus came, yes, the 42, I squeezed on and found a seat next to a quiet student. I asked, "Excuse me, does this bus stop at Elm Street?" She nodded and said, "Yes, it's the 3rd stop." Take note of 2 things here: the bus number and the street name. I'll ask questions about these at the end. At the 3rd stop, I fumbled with my bag and nearly missed it. I got off in a small parade of students, backpacks, scarves, and hurried goodbyes. I remember thinking how normal it all seemed, and at the same time, how strange I felt. In one cafe, I overheard a conversation about being late for orientation, and someone said, "I'm running behind." That's a casual way to say you're late. Good to know. At the dorm reception, I showed my papers. The receptionist smiled and asked for my name. "Welcome to Oak Hall," she said. Oak Hall, that's the name of my building. Note this, I arrived at Oak Hall around 2:15 p.m. Try to remember the time. I'll ask you about it later. Listen for times. People often say them in casual ways. 2:15, 2:30, 2:15. Practice with all 3. Keys in hand, I walked up narrow stairs and met my flatmate, Anna. Anna's first words were, "Hi, where are you from?" I answered, "I'm from Bangladesh." And she immediately said, "Welcome, we'll show you around." Simple kindness like that can push away nerves. So, where did you fly in from?
I'm from Italy.
Wow, long flight. Jet lag? Short, friendly exchanges like this are perfect practice for daily English. Notice, jet lag, a single word for being tired after a long flight. Words to notice: jet lag, flatmate, orientation, settle in. All useful for talking about travel and living abroad. Later in the day, we attended a short orientation. A staff member explained registration times and said, "Lectures start next Monday. Make sure you have your student card." I wrote it down: student card, lectures next Monday, enrollment desk open until 5 p.m. Quick details matter. Now quiz yourself. What did the staff member say? A. Lectures start next month. B. Lectures start next Monday. C. There are no lectures. The correct answer is B. They also mentioned a campus map, a free library tour at 3:30 p.m., and a welcome fair with free snacks. Keep listening. Small announcements like these often include times and places. In the evening, I sat by the window, looking at unfamiliar streetlights. I felt a pang, missing family, the smell of home, my mother's call. It was the first quiet moment that hit me. I called home, and hearing their voices helped. If you're new somewhere, calling home or sending a message can help calm the worry. Useful phrases for feelings: homesick, lonely, excited, nervous, relieved. Try to use them when you describe your emotions. Here are quick, practical phrases you can use on day 1. Is there a student discount? Can I have the Wi-Fi password, please? Stress polite words. Please, thank you, Excuse me, they open doors. As night fell, I lay on my bed and thought about the day. I'd survived the planes, the buses, the forms. I felt tired but proud. That first day was a collection of tiny victories: finding the bus, making a friend, buying food, finding my room. Each win makes the next day easier. If you're preparing for your first day abroad, remember, it's okay to feel nervous. Everyone else was once new too. Now, time for the listening practice. I'll ask 7 specific questions about the story. Don't peek at the answers yet. Try to answer from memory. Which bus number did the narrator take to campus? What was the name of the dorm building? At what time did the narrator arrive at Oak Hall? What did Anna ask the narrator when they first met? 2 parts. What food did the narrator order at the cafeteria? What time was the library tour scheduled? Which item did the staff say was necessary before lectures start? All right, here are the answers. Check your notes. Dorm building, Oak Hall. Time arrived at Oak Hall around 2:15 p.m. 2:15. Anna's question, where are you from? And she also said, welcome, or asked about the flight. Food ordered, fish and chips. Library tour time, 3:30 p.m. A free library tour at 3:30. Item needed, student card. They said, make sure you have your student card. Here are storytelling words we used with quick meanings and example sentences. Jet lag, feeling tired after travel. I had terrible jet lag on my first morning. Flatmate, someone you share a flat with. My flatmate offered me coffee. Orientation, an introductory meeting for new students. Orientation helped me find the lecture halls. Enrollment, the process of registering. Enrollment takes place at the student center. Homesick, missing home. I felt homesick in the quiet hours of the night. Daunting, intimidating or scary. The big campus felt daunting at first. Settle in, to become comfortable in a new place. It took a week to settle in. Make a sentence with 3 of these words now. Say it out loud. For example, after registration and orientation, my flatmate helped me settle in, although I still felt a little homesick. Let's rehearse 2 short dialogues you might use on day 1. I'll speak both parts, pause, and repeat. Dialogue 1. Asking for directions. A. Excuse me, do you know where the enrollment desk is? B. Yes, it's upstairs, 2nd floor, room 204. Take the stairs or the lift. A. Thank you so much. Dialogue 2. At the cafeteria. My first day abroad was messy and beautiful. I made mistakes, but those mistakes became small lessons. By the time the week ended, the streets felt less strange and more like a place where I could learn and belong. If you're going abroad soon, take photos, write a short journal each day, and practice small English phrases. Each small step builds confidence. Remember, being new is only temporary. Adapting is a process you control. Quick checklist for day 1. Passport and visa documents, always in a safe place. Local SIM or Wi-Fi access to call family. Bus information. Note the bus number to campus. Accommodation contact and key. Small amount of local cash. Water and a simple meal. A friendly greeting ready. Hi, I'm your IELTS podcast. Thank you for listening to My First Day Abroad. If you enjoyed this episode, practice the dialogues, review the vocabulary, and try the listening questions again tomorrow. Subscribe for more stories and English practice. Safe travels, and remember, every expert was once a beginner.
Hi, welcome to IELTS Podcast. I'll take you through a long, slow, sometimes funny, sometimes nervous story, my very first day abroad as an international student. This episode is perfect for IELTS listeners. We'll practice listening for specific details, pick up everyday English phrases, and learn storytelling vocabulary that helps you describe feelings and events clearly. The moment I stepped out of the terminal, I felt the air change. It smelled different, like coffee and wet pavement. The signs were all in English, but the accents around me were new. I remember holding my passport with sweaty fingers and thinking, I'm actually here. When you don't understand, say, "Sorry, could you say that again, please?" Or, "Could you speak more slowly, please?" These are polite and work everywhere.
Paka. We went to a small student cafeteria. I ordered fish and chips, a classic. When the server asked, "Anything to drink?" I said, "Just water, thanks." The portion was larger than I expected. Anna laughed and said, "You can share if you want. Sharing food is common among students."
Food sizes, spice levels, and mealtime rules change by country. It's okay to say, "Could I have that less spicy?" or "Can I have a small portion?"
Could you help me find the enrollment desk?
Where's the nearest grocery store?
Do you accept card payments?
Notice how I gave small facts naturally in the story. The writer's voice often repeats important details. For IELTS, listen for numbers, names, and times. These are frequently asked in test questions.
A. Hi, could I have the fish and chips, please?
Server. Sure. Large or small portion?
Small, please. And just water.
Server, that'll be £5.20.
Hey, here you go. Thanks.
Notice the polite rhythm. Could I have, please? Practice that pattern.